it just because you have a good day and you're in a good mood, it never really goes away. It's an illness just like any other illness. And it can get bad to where it's fatal. Depression. How many times has depression got the best of people? For example, Robin Williams. A lot of Heath Ledger. He was bipolar and he suffered from depression. Lots of people. That's how you get to the Heath Ledger connection. That I used Heath Ledger in the opening of this show. That was in the opening promo of this show, of this episode, and now I'm talking about Heath Ledger. Didn't even know that was going to happen. I did not plan that at all. That's just how it is. But he suffered from being bipolar and depression, and it was very, very difficult. And it got the best of him. I think he overdosed on his medication. So a lot of us tried to deal with, Lord knows I take enough medication as it is. Being on my Zyprexa and Lamictal, everything that I'm on for my seizures. I take a lot of medication as it is. And I gotta take my blood pressure medication too now that got prescribed to me because I also have a blood pressure issue. But I have a lot of different ailments and problems, but depression probably is one of the more serious things. That sometimes it can really be debilitating. To put it even more clear for you, last year my depression affected me so much that I couldn't even work for 2 months straight last year. I didn't work anywhere. I was just basically didn't come out of my room for 2 months. I was I was alive, but my depression was really, really just getting the best of me for a long time, and I should have been on medication, or I should have been at least being treated for it, but I was trying to deal with it myself, and it got the best of me. It was horrible. It was a horrible time. Right around this time last year, actually. It was right around WrestleMania time because I actually had a seizure right before. I was supposed to go to WrestleMania last year to LA. Or not LA, but California, where they were having WrestleMania 31 took place. And the reason why I didn't make it is because I had a seizure that week. And so, that took me out for about a week. The week before WrestleMania, I was unable to go on my trip. Then I wasn't allowed to drive anymore after that. I had to give my truck up. I got very depressed. Just from missing my trip and just from, not being able to drive. Because I had been driving for months up until that happened. And then I was not being able, it got taken away from me because of my physical ailments that I can't control that I was born with. I was born with cysts in my brain. So it developed into tumors. So it's nothing that I could have prevented, really. It's just something that happened. And I got very depressed because of it. And I wasn't able to work for 2 months straight. And I couldn't talk to anybody. Because that's how depression, it can be like a demon that gets in your soul. And I was trying to deal with it by myself, and I segregated myself from my family and my friends and my coworkers. And I kind of just disappeared, If you remember last year, that's right around the time I stopped posting on social media. I stopped talking to anybody because I just felt like I wanted to die. Now, I've been suicidal in the past, but it really got bad this time last year. I can admit that I'm not afraid to admit that I've been suicidal. Because that's what happens when depression gets the best of you, or when you're any kind of bipolar issues or any kind of mental instability or chemical imbalance that I was born with. I got from my mom, who who has a lot of the same issues. And you know, mental issues in my family just run all throughout my family, especially on my mom's side. And I'm not really sure about my dad's side because that's another episode for another day. A lot of my dad's side is a mystery to me. Maybe my brothers, John and Tony, they could tell me a lot more about that side than I know. But I wouldn't be surprised if it runs on that side too. But yeah, it got really bad last year. This is the first time I ever really addressed it. What happened last year when I disappeared for months. The only people I really had contact with were my roommates at the time, Tara and Darnell. But I didn't talk to anybody else for months, and it got really bad. And I desperately wanted to reach out to someone, but I didn't feel like I could because, like I said, depression was real then. It was like a demon that had me like caught, or had his arm around my throat, and I could not get in touch with anybody. I thought that it was going to be a wrap for Jonathan, that I wasn't going to be able to escape it. But I finally did. I just got through it. Like I've gotten through a lot of other issues. Like I've gotten through cancer. Like I've gotten through, having seizures and a lot of other things, strokes and a lot of the same problems that I had. I got through it. And it wasn't until a very good friend of mine, Tori. She's shout out to Tori, by the way. You're very special. You really kind of saved me, Tori. You don't even know that you saved me. She texted me out the blue because I disappeared off of Facebook and just disappeared in general, and nobody heard from me. This was last year. This was in 2015. And she started to worry about me and just texted me. I didn't even remember that she had my phone number. But she texted me just to see how I was doing and talked to me a little bit. And told me that it was okay to be going through what I was going through. That going through depression. And that really, really helped me. So thank you very much, Tori. You saved a brother's life by texting me. So the moral of this story is I'm trying to get through this story so I can wrap this up. I don't know. I don't want this to be like this episode to be a Debbie Downer. But the moral of the story is, if you know somebody that's going through depression, if you've ever been through depression yourself, or ever been bipolar, or have had any kind of issues to that extent, and you know how serious it is, because even if you yourself have never gone through depression, chances are you know somebody that has gone through it. And a lot of times, they're not going to be able to reach out to you. But what you should do is try to reach out to them. Because you trying to talk to them or comfort them or really just listen to them, that can mean all the difference in the world and helping somebody, and helping them get help. Because a lot of times, their medication is wonderful. It's a good thing to be on antidepressants, but a lot of us are not on antidepressants. A lot of us can't, for whatever reason. Maybe you're against being on antidepressants because maybe you have other physical issues, and the antidepressants, may make you sick in other ways, and maybe you can't be on antidepressants. Whatever the case may be, a lot of times we can't always look to antidepressants to save us. So, I have a friend right now that she's dealing with depression herself. And I'm not going to mention her name out of respect but she knows who she is, and she's dealing with antidepressant, or dealing with the lack of antidepressant, because she can't be on antidepressants right now. And she's been handling things and dealing without antidepressants for a little while now. And she's been dealing with it. But I know this past week has really gotten the best of her a little bit, and she's been kind of down. But I think if I can talk to her directly for a minute without mentioning her name, out of respect for her, if I can talk to you directly, I would just want to say that I love you so much, and I think you're such a strong person. And if you ever need to talk, or you ever just want me to listen, I want you to know that I'm here for you. Because you're my friend, and I'm always going to be here for you. And just like I'll be there for anybody. But, I just think you're a very strong person to be dealing with all the things that you deal with, taking care of your daughter, and working full time, because you're probably the only female I know that works as much as I do. So, please, just take care of yourself. And if you need me, I'm here for you. And, I love you, Baconator. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But it's very difficult, dealing with depression in general. And I'm going to have another episode where I'll just talk about depression, and I get more into detail about depression. But the point is, you should take it seriously. Whoever you are, take it seriously. Don't sell a friend short if they have depression. Don't just overlook it or tell them, to get out of the dumps. Because I have some friends that do that too. That when you're depressed, and you tell them you're depressed, but they've never been through depression, or they don't know how to deal with it, and they say, well, don't be depressed, just be happy, or whatever, get yourself out of the dumps, or whatever. And it's not that easy. You can't just pull yourself out of the dumps sometimes. It's a very serious issue. People just don't understand it, and I wish people could comprehend it more. I wish people would talk about it more, like you talk about a lot of other diseases, like you talk about heart disease and cancer and, anything really. I wish depression seems like it gets dealt with the least out of everything. And it shouldn't be. It should be a major, major issue that we should be able to discuss. So I know I got kind of serious out of nowhere just now, but that's just me. That's sometimes that's gonna happen. Sometimes I want to intend for an episode to be funny and fun, and it's gonna get serious. But on my next episode, I'll try to be more lighthearted and try to be more funny. But I just really wanted to say that just came up. I was just talking, and the whole depression issue came up, so I wanted to discuss it. It's a very serious issue, and if you have a friend that deals with depression, just be understanding, or if you deal with depression yourself, know that you're not alone. I'm with you. I'm one of you. So we're all in this together. So if you ever need to talk, just message me. I don't mind talking to anybody. Just like Tori talked to me that one day, last year. I'll talk to anybody that needs, to be talked to. I'll be there for anybody. Because that's how I want somebody to help me out. So anyway, that's it. That's all I'm gonna talk for right now. I may record another episode tonight after I get off work. It's gonna definitely have a different topic, or maybe I might do another wrestling episode tonight after I watch Raw. Now I'll talk about a lot of things that happened at WrestleMania and NXT TakeOver, because I never did do an episode on that. But until then, thank you for listening. Please, like I said, go on Spreaker. Follow me on Spreaker. Share. Share me on Facebook. Go on YouTube. Keep listening to Johnny Knows Best. And stay tuned, because there's more to come. And I'll talk to you later. And I'll holler.